Okay, and now we're going north on the ICW, Charleston to Carolina Beach, mile marker 260 or 467 to 295, and the same foil you've seen many times. All the information is in What Do We Got to Explore webpage, or as on an icon and any of those three apps you see there, or on my ICW cruising guide, which has just been updated to March 2020. And from real-time inputs, use on the ICW Facebook page. You will see a blue dotted line on our charts. That was my fall 2019-2020 track from Hampton to Key West, available for free download. I'll cover how to load those charts or tracks later on. There will be a new track available when I go north this spring. Leaving Charleston, you come into Isle of Palms. Now, Isle of Palms was dredged. You would think, great, no problem. Well, the trouble is they didn't dredge the entire length of the Isle of Palms between the Ben Sawyer Bridge and the High Bridge. For some reason, I've found the explanation for this part was not dredged. So I thought maybe they dredged it, they just didn't chart it. Well, no, because this is me here, and I had to avoid some shallow spots. I ran to that guy in order to get through. Now, 7 feet is plenty of depth for me, even at low tide, since I'm going to draw a little under 5 feet. But you have to watch what you're doing. When you're going north, this is fine, but you can't go that way. You have to follow the blue line. So you have to pay a little bit of attention to what's going on. Once you get up to here, now you're nice and wide all the way to the bridge. You're okay till you get to Price Creek by R86. And I called USACE and said, how come you didn't dredge the shoal right in the middle of the ICW channel? I mean, if all the things you want to dredge what's right in the middle. He said, well, they didn't have anywhere to put it. There was no deposit area nearby. It was only a short section. I guess they figured you can plow through it. And so they didn't do it. So I said, well, okay, put it on your list of things to do. And they said, check. So what you do is you go here, around it, for about 7 feet, meaning a little water. And you say, well, how do you know to do that? Well, I went this way one year. That didn't work out. So I went this way the other year, and that was better. So that's how I know. But you also, but you also know by looking at sonar chart. It shows you a path through there too. But it's good to check it with experience. McClellanville also has been dredged. No problem. We're not sure what's happening here. Apparently they didn't dredge that. I don't understand why. Or maybe it's dredged, just not measured. At any rate, it's a very short section, and the blue still goes down the middle of it. You'll notice that all this has been dredged. It used to be about 2 or 3 feet. So now you go visit the town if you want, and take a dock and so forth. Okay, North Santee River, 417 mile marker. This is going to be dredged. It's supposed to be done by 3:30. I haven't yet found out the status of what's happening here. The blue line is good anyway for about 7.5 feet. But they're supposed to dredge, all this is supposed to be dredged by the time end of March rolls around. But they are notoriously slow and behind schedule, so we'll see what happens. But you can still get through on the blue line for about 7 feet. Minum Creek is on that same river further north, and that's also due to be dredged by 3:30. 3:30 is supposed to be a completion date, and the reason they chose 3:30 is because of where they put the soil has to go into a beach. The beach opens at 4:01, although on these times they're probably not going to open on time. But you'll notice it's kind of narrow through there, so you got to watch what you're doing. And if you follow the blue line, it takes you right through there. Or if you just look at your USACE chart on AquaMap and go right down the deepest part, you're not far off either. But see, you're kind of off a bit on the R5. You don't hug these guys. You stand off. But if you follow the aqua map or the blue line, you know how far to be off. And now we're talking about dredging plans. What you see here is they were going. These are the plans they had in place for 2020. Shallow, they ran out of money. Snow's Cut ran out of money and time. They did do Lockwoods Folly, and they are doing Carolina Beach, and they're doing Brown's Inlet. This is a question mark. New River. Be great if they did New River, but it looks like they may not get around to it because they're running out of time. So how'd they do? Shallow. This is the one they ran out of money. And my blue line is being encroached upon by the shoal here. So you probably want to go a little bit to the left of the blue line and up, or else have the latest survey, just follow the deep path through the survey. But we're not going to have this one dredged at least until next year. So far we get through. However, Lockwoods Folly was dredged. And this is a recent chart of what it looks like after dredging. And you just go straight through. And my dotted line is no good because it followed the old route. But I'm told by people who've been through recently that the buoys have been moved to mark the channel. But I don't know for sure if that's happened. They said they've been moved. If they are moved, then it's simple to follow the buoys. You have no trouble. But it's not been confirmed yet. At any rate, it goes straight through, and then straight through can be following the old channel, which should appear in your charts too. Maybe back out the drawings. On the other side of Lockwoods Folly, heading north, however, is an area, to my knowledge, has not been dredged, and that's by R36, which is right there. And it gets very narrow. Let me go in blank here. It gets very narrow right there. If you follow the blue line, you find whatever water's there, the deepest water. Very easy to get off just a little bit and find 6 feet and 4 feet and say to yourself, I'm right in the middle of the channel. How come I got 4.7 feet in the middle? Well, you're not in the middle of the channel. Middle of the deep part of the channel is right here by the blue line. So follow the blue line and you shouldn't have a problem unless it's gotten really much worse since the survey. And this is a recent survey. Snow's Cut. Snow's Cut was due to be dredged and they ran out of time and money. It's just a slalom course through it. You see here what you have to do. Again, you can just follow the USAC survey or follow my blue line, whatever you want to do. Snow's Cut east. And my blue line is no longer the deepest way. The way you really want to go now is that way. And you can go that way if you have the aqua map and USACE chart. And you can see in front of you where the survey shows the deepest water. And just follow that, no problem. My path gets down to 7 feet, which is still doable for most boats, but why not take a deeper path when one's available? And now we're in Carolina Beach, and that's the end of this part of the segment.